Ladies and gentlemen, I know that you'll find this very, very difficult to believe, but I, Jeffrey Darty, artist formerly known as the Christian Whistleblower, NCK, and all that, I got ticked off today. I really did. I got angry. I got mad. I really did. I got very mad, and that's so rare for me. I never, ever get mad, hardly ever. And boy, was I mad. Now, I don't yell and scream when I'm mad, but I say things I shouldn't say, and I get into, I get into a place where I don't want to be, but I was just so angry. And it's interesting, Michelle Thompson called me about that time, and I haven't talked to her in a long time, and she was helpful in talking me off the ledge, and a couple other people I was talking to. But at any rate, I got mad. I did. I really got mad. And I want to talk to you about anger. And, we've got this whole thing going where we've been talking about attempts to come against people that are difference makers. And I don't even want to say truther and new age. I just want to say difference maker, people that are difference makers. And as we kind of tune our, and don't be silly with me and tell me they're blue and white. Tell me if this card that I'm holding up, and it's the one that's on the bottom, is it black? I won't make it that hard for you. Is this card black or is this card red? Just trying to develop our remote viewing, trying to develop our extra sensory perceptions. Is that card red or is it black? 3, 2, 1. It's black. It's a black 10 of clubs. So that's just helping you kind of get your stuff together. And I don't think I have the reverse on this, but on the camera, that's okay. I'll have to change that. And now I'm going to do one and see if I come up with it. And then we'll get into our discussion about anger, ladies and gentlemen. We'll get into our discussion about anger. So that card is red. I missed. But anyway, we can see we all have a lot to work on. So let's talk about anger, and let's just talk about it. And let's talk about what we're gonna talk about. And let me just share this with you to give you the basis of where we're coming from. This is what I was taken to when I started thinking about why did I get so angry? This kind of came to me, and it says, do not make friends with a hot-tempered person. This is coming from the Bible, Proverbs 22. Do not make friends with a hot-tempered person. Do not associate with one easily angered, or you may learn their ways and get yourself ensnared. But it's really worse than that, because look what it says in the interlinear, in the original Hebrew. 22:25 makes it very, very implicit of what's going to happen. Or you may set a snare for your own soul, ladies and gentlemen. So don't hang out with angry people. Let's just read it from the original Hebrew. Make no friendship with any man, and of course this also includes a woman, who's angry. And with people that are furious, don't go with them. Don't hang out with people that are angry. Don't hang out with people that get furious or are easily angered, lest you learn their ways and set a snare for your soul. So the bottom line is, if you're a person that gets angry, if you're a person that becomes furious, you are, ladies and gentlemen, setting a snare for your own soul, and not only your own soul, but souls of other people. So because we are people that are called to make a difference, because we are people that are making a difference, I want to encourage each and every one of us to begin to mark people that are habitually angry. Continue and begin to mark people that are furious and do not control their emotions, and not to associate with them, not to go with them. Why? Because we're going to learn their ways, And when we learn their ways, we set a snare for our souls. And because we're people that are making a difference, we also set a snare for other people's souls. Now, Jeff, why is this such a big deal? It's just angry. It's just getting mad. It's just getting upset. Why are you making such a big deal out of it? Well, again, let's go back and let's look through some of the Bible, which is a repository of Western knowledge, a depository of Western understandings. And let's just take a look at it. Why don't we want to be people that are angry? And why don't we want to hang out with people that are angry? Well, because in anger, ladies and gentlemen, that's not what I wanted to do. In anger, ladies and gentlemen, it will lead to sin. And what is sin? Sin is missing the mark. If we hang out with angry people, we're going to miss the mark. If we allow ourselves to get angry, we will miss the mark. So stop hanging out with angry people and stop being angry yourself. Get rid of all bitterness. Get rid of all rage. Get rid of all anger. Get rid of it, because if you don't, you grieve the Holy Spirit of God. You grieve the Father. You grieve the Mother if you let rage, anger, bitterness, if you are angry, you are going to grieve the Spirit of God. Slow to anger is what we should be. Why? Because human anger doesn't produce the righteousness that the divine desires. And it is impossible to be characterized by anger, to be characterized by lack of control over one's emotions, and still produce the righteousness that Father and Mother desires. Impossible. Human anger makes it impossible to produce the righteousness that God desires. And if you give vent to rage, or if you get vent to anger, you're a fool. I didn't say it. David said it long time ago. And again, human anger doesn't produce the righteousness that the divine desires. Anger resides in the lap of fools. Double meaning. Number one, if your anger, your lap, your progenitory, your organs of reproduction are filled with anger. And metaphorically, if you're given to anger, you end up sitting in the lap of fools. And no one wants to be sitting in the lap of a fool. And anger stirs up harsh words. We don't want harsh words to be stirred up in our life. Anger stirs up conflict. We don't want there to be conflict and drama in our lives, ladies and gentlemen. And what causes fights and quarrels? Anger, covetousness. And because of this, we ask of things of the divine and we don't get them. Back to our text, don't make friends with a hot-tempered person. Don't associate with someone that's easily angered. And that's the nicest thing you can do to a hot-tempered person, is don't make friends with them. The nicest thing you can do to one that's easily angered is not be friends with them. Why? Because if enough people, when enough people refuse to be friends with a hot-tempered person, they'll stop being hot-tempered. Or they'll stop bothering anybody but themselves. And if a person who's easily angered all of a sudden has no one associating with him or her, they'll say, oh, maybe I need to stop being easily angered, or they won't be bothering anybody else. And ladies and gentlemen, if you're angry, and especially if you're angry with a brother or sister, i.e., someone else that is in this way of truth, this way of discovery, this way of this way of growth. If you're angry with someone who is a brother or a sister, you're subject to judgment. You're subject to judgment if you're angry, period. And even more so if you're angry with someone that is one of our number. The other day, I think I was talking with Jay, or was I talking with Derek, or was I talking with Wayne, or was I talking with all three of them? And we said the Christian army is the only army that shoots its wounded. Well, so does the Truth or New Age, whatever we are, army as well. Refrain from anger. Turn from wrath. Why? Because it only leads to evil. And the evil will be destroyed. They will come to naught. Whoever is quick-tempered is foolish. They display folly. So if you see someone that is quick-tempered, they're foolish. Don't hang out with them, and certainly don't listen to them. Don't take advice from them. Don't take counsel from them. It's more than just somebody being mad. It's more than just somebody being angry, ladies and gentlemen. It's more than that. It's much more than that. And we need to understand and recognize that it's much more than that. Because what we see is we should make no friendship with an angry person. We should not hang out with those that are furious. Because if we learn their ways, we will get a snare for our own soul. Anger is a snare for your soul. Fury is a snare for your soul. Don't make friendship with people that display this type of emotion. Don't hang out with them because you'll learn it. It'll become like you. Birds of a feather flock together. If you lay down with dogs, you get up with fleas. And you will get a snare for your own soul, ladies and gentlemen. This is serious business. We're the last generation of real humans. We've got no time for anger, and we've got no time for angry people. We've got no time for fury, and we've got no time for furious people. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to step up our game. We have to be more responsible. We have to begin to mark and identify and disassociate from those that are characterized by these emotional outbursts that cause nothing but problematic situations within our numbers. And we certainly have to begin to self-regulate. Like me today, I lost 30 minutes of my life I'll never get back again by being angry. And nothing good comes out of anger. It's a snare for your soul. Ladies and gentlemen, let's think this over. Let's examine ourselves. Let's examine our relationships. Let's examine other people. And let's begin to apply these standards. And remember, the best, nicest thing you can do for a person that's angry, the best, nicest thing you can do for a person that's characterized by fury is say, look them right in the eye and say, well, bye. Because that will get them out of that angry if enough people say that to them. It's not easy always to be a huckleberry, but you're a daisy if you do. I'm Jeffrey Daugherty. This is New Cosmic Knowledge. We are the last generation of real humans. Let's get busy.